Hello, it's Leslie Fightmaster, and welcome to today's practice. Will be a total body workout, and we'll do some strengthening as well. So start in a nice tall seated position. Take the hands together in front of your heart. Close your eyes, and take a moment here to set an intention for your practice. All intentions are welcome. Maybe focusing on being an observer of your practice instead of a critic, sending out love to somebody. You choose. And then extend the arms back with the fingertips facing front. Keep the knees bent, hips width apart. As you inhale, come on up into a reverse table. Let your head go back any amount, and as you exhale, lower back down. Again, inhale to press up. Let the head extend back, the hips reach toward the backs of the knees, and exhale, lower down. And just a couple more. Inhale to lift, nice way to start to stretch out the shoulders. Exhale and lower. And keep the belly drawn in and up as you inhale to lift up. Head goes back if it feels okay on the neck. And then lower back down. And now sitting tall, we'll shift the weight back, picking up the feet for Navasana, boat pose. Keep the chest lifted. Knees can be bent or straight, but the spine must stay long. Steady breathing, draw the belly in, and then if your back feels okay with it, exhale almost to the floor, but don't go all the way down. Inhale, come on up, regular boat pose. Again, keep the chest lifted. Keep the breath nice and steady. Exhale, lower almost to the floor, not quite. Inhale, lift up. Use those core muscles to help you move. Lifting the chest again, keep the spine long. Lower down one more time. Holding and then releasing down. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead with your palms facing each other. Reach through the heels. Draw the front ribs in and tailbone toward the heels. And then draw the right knee into the chest and circle the right ankle in one direction. And then reverse your circles. Extend the right leg up toward the ceiling. Hold on behind the thigh, or you can reach down by the calf or the foot. Just stretch out the hamstrings. Make sure the left toes are pointed straight up toward the ceiling. And then we'll slowly release that and twist, taking your right knee over towards your left side, and then look over your right shoulder. Turning the belly up toward the ceiling as you try and draw your right shoulder blade toward the floor. And then back to center, and left knee into chest, right leg extends. Start to turn the left ankle in one direction, and then reverse it. And extend the left leg straight up toward the ceiling again. Hold on behind the thigh or down by the calf. And then extending the chin slightly away from the chest. And then point the right toes up toward the ceiling. And stretch through that left leg as much as you can. If you can't straighten the knee quite, don't worry about it. Or extend the leg a little further forward toward your right foot instead of straight up. And that way you can work on maybe straightening the knee. And then hug the knee in and take the left knee off to the right and twist. Looking over the left shoulder if that's okay on your neck. And just warming up the body, warming up the spine. It's nice to be back. I haven't really done a video like this now in a little while because I've been doing leading teacher trainings and retreats and things, so I've been doing other things, so it's nice to be back. Roll off to the right, and with your left hand, press yourself up to seated. It's been a busy summer though, I'll tell you. Nice, but busy. Can't believe it's almost over here. All right, extended child's pose. Take the hips back to the heels. Reach the arms forward. Spread out your fingers. Draw the belly in and up. So the arms will stay nice and active. Try to turn the triceps, the outer upper arms down. Spin the biceps forward. And then tuck the toes, making your way into down dog. So the first one, let's bend one knee and the other. Bicycling the legs, walk your dog. Keep the arms and the ears in line. And just check that your arms are shoulders distance and your feet are hips width. And now start to stretch the chest back toward the thighs and reach the heels toward the floor. Gazing between the knees and the feet, or the feet. We had such a wonderful time at the Ojai healing retreat. Oh my goodness, you guys. I wish everyone could have been there. Right leg up, inhale. And bend the knee, open up the hip, stretching off toward the left. Reach the left heel toward the floor. And then squaring off the hips again, look forward and lightly step the right foot up. Take the left knee to the floor, pull the right hip back. I'm going to drop the tailbone down. Make sure the right knee stays over the ankle. Draw the belly in and then start to sink the hips forward. You should feel good stretch in the left side of the top of the thigh and the hip flexor. But be sure the right knee stays over the ankle. As best you can, keep those front ribs pulling in and make length in the back. So bring the hands down, straightening the front leg. Inhale, lengthen, fold forward on the exhale for Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Try and keep the spine long. Instead of rounding the back, lead with your chest. Then rebend the front knee and make your way into plank. Take the knees to the floor. Shift forward. Hug the elbows in lower. I suppose you don't have to take the knees to the floor, but it's nice on the first one. Inhale, come on up into Sphinx pose. So the elbows will be under the shoulders, widen across the collarbones. Tailbone reaches to heels, pubic bone pressing down, and widen across your collarbones. Try to breathe up into the chest and less into the belly when you're in this back bend or really any other. Going to lower back down, slide the hands by the low ribs, pressing up to plank. You can keep the knees down for that, and then down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up, bend the knee, open up the hip, press evenly through the arms and the shoulders as the right heel reaches toward the floor. Then square off your hips, extend the leg, and slowly step it up by the left hand. Right knee to the floor. Come on up, get that knee over the ankle. So first back out of the pose a little so you can drop the tailbone down, lift the hips up, and if you need to fix your pants, you can do that too. I feel like I need to all the time. Sink the hips forward. Although these ones I have on are a little bit better than most. They're from Kira Grace, and I like they're a little bit higher in the waist. I don't have to pull them up as much. Just as a side note, pull the right hip back and down and stretch up tall through all four sides of the waist. Bring the hands to the floor. Straighten the left leg, come onto the heel. Pull the chest forward on an inhale, extend forward, and lengthen on an exhale. So then just go as far as you feel, as far as you need to feel a stretch. Don't worry about going deep and try to keep the spine long instead of rounding. Rebend the left knee, tuck the back toes under, step into plank. And lower chaturanga, shoulders no lower than elbows, but knees can always be down. Inhale, up dog, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, tuck the toes, stretch into down dog. If you want to break, take it. You can always take the knees down and rest anytime you like. Come back to steady breathing, stretching the weight up to the hips, reach it down to the heels, and then take a moment to revisit and reaffirm your intention for your practice. Look forward, step the feet up or hop them. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold over the legs, hips over the heels. Press through the feet, rise up, long spine, stretching. Look up, lengthening. And exhale the hands to hearts. Inhale, sweep the arms out, around, and up. Exhale, hinging forward at the hips and fold. Hips over heels if the legs are straight. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Bend the knees, plant the palms, come to plank and lower down Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, thighs and knees off the floor for up dog, or you can stay with cobra. Exhale, lift the hips into down dog. Just Surya Namaskara A. Then adding on, right leg up, inhale. Exhale, look forward, lightly step it up, left knee to the floor, untuck the toes. Inhale, come back into your low lunge, again pulling the right hip back, dropping the tailbone down, sinking in, but keep the hip points lifted. Reaching up tall, spin the triceps forward, steady breathing. And then hands to the mat. Back toes tuck under, lift the back knee off the floor, straighten out that front leg, but then pull the right hip back and press firmly into the base of the big toe of your right foot. Keep the spine long. Now spin the back heel flat, line up front heel and back arch. Inhale for warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Make sure your right knee stays over the ankle as you gaze over the right fingertips. Lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades down. So in fact, reverse your warrior. Drop the left arm, reverse. Bend into the right knee. Keep reversing now. Straighten that right leg. Inhale. Come on up and set up for triangle. I like a shorter stance. You don't have to. Shift your hips back. Right hand to the shin or the floor or a block. Left arm up. Try to line up the shoulders. Press into the base of the big toe of the right foot. I was going to say we had so much fun in Ojai that we're going to do a similar retreat in Sedona, Arizona. It's a wonderful, wonderful place that we go to. Releasing the hands to the floor, take the feet to parallel. Turn your left toes out, line up your knees and your second toes, bending that knee. Come onto the right heel for a low squat. You can keep your hands on the floor or wrap around that left leg or hands to heart. Whatever works for you. Keep pressing into the right heel and dragging it back just slightly. Then we'll make our way back to the front of the mat, walk the hands all the way forward, and step back into down dog. Now, if you would really love to take a vinyasa, you'll inhale to plank, otherwise you'll stay in down dog. Chaturanga on the exhale, inhaling to up dog, and exhaling back into downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up and exhale, step it up, take the right knee to the floor, rise up, inhaling into your low lunge. Make sure the left knee stays over the ankle as you drop your tailbone down, lifting the hip points up, then sink in. Steady breath. There was a little bug flying around my nose at this point. Left hip's drawing back. It really liked my nose. And I breathe, pretty steadily throughout practice, in and out through the nose. I was afraid I was going to breathe the bug into my nose. Exhale the hands down. Straighten the left leg, folding forward over the left leg. Keep pressing into the base of the big toe of the left foot. Inner thighs are squeezing toward each other. Take another breath here, and then walking the hands, take the back foot flat. Walk your hands windmill the arms up, line up front heel and back arch, coming to warrior two. Gazing over the left fingertips, lift the chest and draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. Keeping the low belly lifted, make sure the knee points right over your second toe. Reverse your warrior, bend into the left knee. Now keep reversing, straightening the left leg. And then make your way up, setting up for triangle. Shorten the stance if you like, just a little more stable that way. Shift the hips back, take the left hand down, right arm up. Line up your shoulders, draw the front hip under you, and press down into the base of the big toe of the left foot, your calf pressing toward your shin. And lean the torso back, bottom ribs forward. Spin your top ribs back, and if it feels okay to look up toward the top hand, then do that. Otherwise, let your head hang or look forward or down. Now bend the front knee, walk the hands toward the right foot. We're going to turn the right toes all the way out. Point the knee over the middle toes. So either you'll keep your hands on the floor or maybe hands to heart, or some of you might like to wrap and get a little shoulder stretch. I'm going to try hands at the heart center. Pressing down into the front heel and lifting that leg away from the floor. Try and widen across the collarbones, and then walking the hands back toward the front. Lift the back heel up, downward facing dog. If you would love to take a vinyasa, you'll take one. Otherwise, stay here. Coming back to steady breathing. Stretching back. Look up. Step or hop the feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale to fold. Hips over heels. Pressing through the feet and rise up, inhaling. Stretch up, ribs, belly in, and hands to heart, Samastitihi. I'm going to do a little bit of balancing. Even though we were filming this when it was a new moon, balance is hard on a new moon, by the way, for sometimes. So bring the right foot up on the inside of the left thigh or the inside of the calf, anywhere above or below the knee. And then drop the right hip down. Inhale, reach the arms up, squeezing the left hip in towards center. pull the ribs and belly in and stretch through all four sides of the waist. Now point the knee toward the front of your mat, extend the right leg out. Keep dropping the hip down. Try and keep your hips and your shoulders in the same line without touching the foot to the floor. Little warrior three. So as you lift the leg up behind you, lift it from the inner thigh, drop the outer right hip down so hips are level. Your hips want to open. And then I'm just going to bring it back up through center. I lost it a little at the end. I'm going to blame it on the moon, just because. New moons, full moons, I can always blame it on the moon. Let's bring the left leg up anywhere above or below the knee. Inhale to stretch up nice and tall. Dropping the tailbone again, lift the hip points up. Stretching through all four sides of your waist. Keep right hip drawing in towards center. Now we'll point the knee toward the front, extend the leg out. And then, without touching it to the floor, we're going to lift it up from the inner thigh, level off the hips, little warrior three for a moment, hands are at heart. Keep the chest lifted and the shoulder blades drawing away from the ears. Then slowly, we'll set it back down at the front of the mat. Finding Tadasana, bring the hands together in front of the heart. Close your eyes, reconnect with your intention. And then inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips into Utkatasana chair. Shift the weight into the right leg, lift the left leg off the floor. Then keep that right knee bent a little, extend the left leg forward. Without touching it to the floor, draw the knee in again, little warrior three. Then set that left foot down into crescent, right knee over the ankle. Make sure to get length in the lower back. Take your arms to a T. And then left arm over right. So Garudasana arms. Lift the elbows up, draw the tailbone down. If you want to add a little back bend, you can add it, but think of it as an upper back bend. So stretch through the front of the body, like a cobra pose in the upper back. And then look forward, find a spot to focus on to help you with your balance. Lift up that left leg without touching it. Wrap it around the right, and we'll come into a full Garudasana Eagle pose. Draw the outer hips, inner thighs in towards center. Square up the hips and shoulders toward the front of your mat. Then release it. Come back into chair. Press into the left foot. Lift the right leg up. Extend the right leg out, keeping left knee bent. Then leaning forward as you stretch back, slowly, slowly, I'm going to take the right foot to the floor into crescent, keeping the left knee over the ankle and dropping tailbone down, ribs in and belly in. Stretch long through the torso, arms to a T, left over right. Lift the elbows and lift the chest up toward the elbows. Then either stay where you are or keeping tailbone long. Start to make a little back bend in the upper back, so stretching out the front of the body like there's a string attached to your chest, getting lifted straight up. Then coming forward, leaning forward, find a spot to focus on. Cross your back leg over the front, so right on left. Lift the elbows, squeeze outer hips, inner thighs. It's a great one for firming the outer hips. One more breath. And then slowly release it. Come to Tadasana at the front of the mat. Inhale, bending the knees, come to chair. Drop the hips, weight into the heels. Exhale to fold. Uttanasana. Halfway up on the inhale, keep the gaze forward, step or float. Chaturanga Dandasana. If you hop back, land with your elbows bent. Inhaling up. Exhale back to plank, chaturanga push up, knees up or down, then lift up and back into down dog. Stretching back here. Again, reconnecting with the breath and your intention. From here, I'm going to come through and sit and lie all the way back, and we'll set up for bridge pose. Feet are hips width apart. Outer edges of the feet parallel. Really important to keep that lined up with the heels under the knees. Inhale, lift into bridge. And palms flat or roll the shoulders under. And keep the chin away from the chest. So you'll lift the chest toward the chin, but keep the neck long. Spiral the thighs in toward each other, pressing into the heels. Tailbones lengthening toward the backs of the knees. And then lower back down to rest. And soles of feet together, knees apart. Close your eyes. Put a hand on your heart and one on your belly. And think about something that you feel very grateful for. It could be a person or a place or a thing. Clear picture in your mind. And setting up again for bridge. Arms by your sides, or if you want to take a wheel, you can take the hands up by the ears. Press into the heels, lift into bridge, spiraling the thighs, tailbones reaching toward the backs of your knees, chin away from chest. Keep the breath nice and steady. Again, breathing more into the chest here instead of the belly. Lifting the hip bones up toward the lower ribs. Feeling the expansion in the chest. Lower down, again, soles of feet together. Supta Baddha Konasana, put a hand on the belly, one on the heart center, and reconnect. Again, something else that you're grateful for today. Anything at all. There's so many options, aren't there? It's nice to think about. Now we'll come into wheel pose if you like wheel, or do another bridge. If you're coming to wheel, hands up by the ears, elbows straight up. Pause at the crown of the head, line up wrists and elbows, and then come on up. Try to lengthen through the back body as you're stretching through the front. So chest is pressing away from the lower back. Tailbone reaches towards backs of knees, inner thighs spin down. Chin into chest to come down, and then again rest. Soles of feet together, let your knees open. What are you grateful for? Can you think of another one? I bet you can. Now we're going to do a little strength work in our bridge. So come on up into bridge, heels under knees. Interlace the fingers or keep the palms flat. Lift the right knee in toward the chest and then take right ankle just past left knee like you do for thread the needle. Press into the left heel so that you continue to lift your hips up. And then extend your right leg in front, knees lining up with each other. Keep pressing into the left heel. Good. Stay in bridge, but release the right leg down to the floor. Take the left ankle just past the right knee now. Keep lifting the hips, tailbone toward backs of knees. Keep pressing into that right heel and then extend the left leg out, knees in line with each other. Keep lifting up, lifting. That bug is back. It really liked my nose. Release and lower down. Now we'll hug the knees into the chest. Gently rocking here side to side. And now rolling back and forth, up and down the spine. And extend the legs out in front of you. And sit up nice and tall, flex the ankles, and then bend your right knee in toward your chest. So the foot on the floor, left hand down on the floor. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, hook your right elbow inside of your right leg and twist. So as you inhale, sit up nice and tall and lengthen. And as you exhale, roll your left shoulder back. And now come through center, release it, bend your left knee. Take your right hand behind you, left arm up, inhale, and take it on the inside to exhale. As you inhale, sit up really tall. There's that bug again. As you exhale, roll the right shoulder back. I do love nature, but when the bug's trying to land on your nose, it can be a little bit of a deterrent. I have luxury problems today, don't I? Let's bring the head to center and unwind. Now, soles of feet together, knees apart. Usually we bring the legs in close. Today, we're going to move the legs away from the body, so they're further away. And then as you exhale, you'll lead with your chest to come forward. So it's kind of a variation on Baddha Konasana that they practice in Yin Yoga. Or sometimes we practice that in Yin, don't we? And inhale to come up, and then exhale, we'll round it down. Now we can round the back, forehead toward the feet. And it's a nice stretch in the back. It's a little bit different than the regular Baddha Konasana. It gets into the outer hips and the lower back a little more, the inner thighs and the groins a little less. It feels nice after back bends, I think. Inhale to come up. And then let's come onto the back again. Taking the knees off to the left, look over the right shoulder. And you can cross your right knee on top of the left if you want a deeper twist. And breathing here. And then back to center. And shifting the hips to the left a little, knees off to the right. And again, cross the left knee over right if you want a deeper twist. Nice long breaths. So I'll put my email below if you're interested in joining us in Sedona in January. Tina from Pink Rose Healing will also be there. She was a huge hit at the Ojai retreat. She does Reiki and sound healing. Amazing. Come back to center and let's take the pinky toe sides of the feet, tailbone toward the floor. Little happy baby. Let's rock it side to side. You can also, I'll put Tina's website address below too, because I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I'll put it below. Let's make our way into our final resting pose, into Shavasana. Relaxing everything. Let it go. Releasing Ujjayi breathing. So when I have my yoga practices are usually based on gratitude and love. That's what I try and keep in mind when I practice. So this quote that I have today is about love, and it's from Courtney A. Walsh. Dear human, you've got it all wrong. You didn't come here to master unconditional love. That is where you came from and where you'll return. You came here to learn personal love, universal love, messy love, sweaty love, crazy love, broken love, whole love, infused with divinity. Lived through the grace of stumbling, demonstrated through the beauty of messing up often. You didn't come here to be perfect. You already are. You came here to be gorgeously human, flawed, and fabulous, and then to rise again into remembering. But unconditional love? Stop telling that story. Love and truth doesn't need any other adjectives. It doesn't require modifiers. It doesn't require the condition of perfection. It only asks that you show up and that you do your best, that you stay present and feel fully, that you shine and fly and laugh and cry and hurt and heal and fall and get back up and play and work and live and die as you. It's enough. It is plenty. Start to reawaken the body and stretch through your hands and your feet, arms and legs, and reach your arms overhead. Nice good morning stretch. And then bend Bend the knees and roll to your right. Take a moment on your right side again for gratitude for all of our blessings, both seen and unseen. Slowly make your way up to seated. Sitting tall, bring the hands together in front of the heart. Let's bring our hands to the forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And the hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communications. Send out this wonderful energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining us today. And if you liked it, please push the like button and subscribe and leave us a comment. I'm going to try and get back to our comments again. I haven't been able to do as many responses, but I'm going to try to get back to that. So go to fightmasteryoga.com, join our mailing list. And if you can afford a donation of any amount, we like to offer free yoga classes to get as many people as possible to join us, but we do accept donations, especially from those who can afford to help support the ones who can't afford to. There is a link below to donate through PayPal. And I'll leave my email address. Email me if you're interested in our retreats. Bye-bye.